Bleacher Report's most overrated list in the NBA right now.
Man.
Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. 1 through 10, we got Anthony Davis at 1, Brandon Ingram at 2, Paolo Banchero at 3. That's disgusting. Jaren Jackson Jr. at 4, Miles Bridges at 5,
Damn.
Zion Williamson at 6, Trae Young, disgusting, at 7, De'Aaron Fox at 8,
He should have never
Shengun
played in the playoffs, man.
at 9, and Austin Reeves, AR-15 at 10. How are we feeling about this?
I mean, it was nasty after 1. So, I mean.
That's like
You know-
in order. They said AD is the most overrated player in the NBA.
Yes.
Wow.
Anthony Davis is the most
guess-
overrated player. in the NBA.
Wow.
I'm confused because like overrated by who? I feel like all these players, people are already critical of them for valid reasons, whether it's injuries or whatever issue. Like I don't understand who's overrating these players in 2026. That's my question.
I feel like people like platforms like Bleacher Report, they end up just being late for the most part. So I agree with Carson. I think these guys may have been overrated like 2 years ago when like they were viewed more positively, but since then most people seem to have come around on like them. So now calling them overrated after people have actually adjusted their opinion of them is probably faulty. I also just don't.
I don't
agree
think
with some
there's
of the names
ever
on
been a
this list,
moment
but-
in Anthony Davis' career that he's been overrated.
I
Truthfully.
disagree.
So
Yeah,
right
I
after
really
they won a
don't.
champion, so right after they won a championship,
They
and
was
he
the
was the
second
best
best player
power
in the
forward
world.
to ever play. He wasn't.
They were calling
overrated.
him like number 3 or something like that. Number 2 or number 3.
I think most
They
of
were
these,
Which
saying
at
most
the
of these
time,
players
to me, that
were
wasn't
really good.
overrated.
Maybe
Anthony Davis had
maybe you're just part of the people overrated.
He is.
no, but
You ever thought of that?
and when at the conclusion of 2020, it was not crazy to say that Anthony Davis was the top 3 player in the league at that point.
No,
Was
they
it
said
crazy
2.
to
He
say
was
he's the
2.
best
He was
power
2 on
forward ever?
ESPN, and then they said he might have been the best power forward ever. That is overrated. He
I
has
mean,
been
they just,
overrated.
you know,
many
they be
times in
saying
his
shit
career.
like,
Okay, they
remember
ran a
when they
topic
said
on ESPN. Number 2 at the so it would be Giannis, correct?
No,
But he
top 3 power forward ever.
No,
No, we're addressing 2 different
Mars
points.
is talking about top 2 in the league, right?
Yeah, ESPN had him in 2 after he won the
Swiper is
championship.
talking about that, not me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
well,
Swiper.
why wouldn't he have been number 2 in the league? Of course
He didn't have an argument for being
only-
the second
only-
best
He
in
should
the
have been
league.
number
No,
one.
he was
Yeah,
no,
he
he was
should've been number one.
only Giannis had a conversation for being
Well,
better.
LeBron was
than AD at that
LeBron
time.
was
Good,
one.
fact,
LeBron
fact.
was one.
LeBron was
LeBron
one. Okay.
AD played on that same team and was playing
AD
better.
was
than him.
2.
I mean, I guess it's Bron. True, I guess.
Nah, but wait a second.
I
Though.
stand
Wait a
with you,
second,
AD.
because
I know why I
because the thing is we can't just go off of the
You're being
ESPN thing
nasty.
because
That's
after 23 we're not gonna act like ESPN wasn't saying Joker and Jamal might have been a top 5 duo of all time. So
Well, I don't remember the
ESPN
top 5 duos of all time.
ESPN, I remember ESPN does that shit all the time, so it's really not that big a deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, for Carson and Mars, what you guys were just saying, 2 or 3 seasons ago, most of the people on this list were balling out. Most of the people on this list 2 or 3 seasons ago were absolutely playing at a much higher level than they just played.
Well,
you know,
to be
in
fair,
recent-
we said last year that on our list that we did collectively, AD was at 6 going into the season, which by definition for me is
Yeah,
overrated.
you guys were overrating AD. I remember. I was there.
Yeah, but
Vehemently
what I'm
arguing
saying
that
is, I
you were
guess
overrating
I
AD.
guess this is what y'all mean by
Last year
confirmation
going into the
bias.
season.
Yeah, it's
Mars,
25.
is this what y'all mean when y'all say confirmation bias? When you say when we
Absolutely.
say okay, so that's what this list is, confirmation bias.
Absolutely.
When 2 or 3 years ago these guys are playing at a top notch. They're top notch players. You guys are saying, "Oh, he's not good," and then they go through injuries, and then 3 seasons later, they're not as good as we said they were 3 years ago. Now, see, I told you. So that's confirmation bias. Got it.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I just think
That is the
these
definition
platforms.
of it, actually.
I mean, I just think these
I don't know how
platforms
that applies
personally
here.
are afraid of calling players who are actually playing at their highest level overrated, because that's where you end up getting the real pushback. Like when I'm up here saying, "Oh, Jalen Johnson is overrated," despite having the best year of his career, that's something that you need to stand on. You need to. It's easy to say, "Oh, Paolo overrated, coming off the worst year of his career." Cool, anyone can do that. It's easy to say, "Oh, De'Aaron Fox, overrated, coming off the worst year of his prime." Anyone could do that. But where were you saying De'Aaron Fox was overrated 2 years ago? I was here. Hello.
I was right here. Yeah, I was all on board.
Salute to y'all for that too.
Yeah.
Salute them for what? For when De'Aaron Fox was averaging 27 and 7?
Yo, this PC Ron here.
This is Chilltown Hoops. Yo, this is Drench Man, not the French man.
Mars here.
This is Swiper.
Yo, this is Big Ox.
I want to start by showing love to everybody that rocks with PC.
We appreciate y'all, whether you catch every episode,
Catch the clips, jump in the chat, or just support from a distance.
We see all of it. We put a lot into this, a lot of time, a lot of energy.
And a lot of love. And we do it because we really care about giving y'all dope content and building the best sports community out there.
But if we being real, the way we can keep growing this thing and make more content, have better productions, more live events, more PC weekends, more meetups, all of that stuff.
It's through memberships. The support really helps us keep this thing moving.
So if PC has ever been a part of your day,
Helped you get through work,
Made you laugh.
Made you mad?
Or just gave you somewhere to tap in with people who really love the game.
go check out the memberships tiers and see which one works best for you.
We're here every day doing this. And with y'all behind us,
We can keep taking this to another level.
tap into the membership.
And let's keep building this thing, baby. PC to the top with you. Let's do it.
Overrated.
In cooking, doing whatever he wanted with the
But
ball
who
when
would-
nobody could
No,
go.
no, wait.
I'm not
No,
saying
because
I'm
remember,
overrated.
the
Overrated.
conversation was 2 years ago.
De'Aaron Fox was not
defender.
overrated at that time.
He was
No, he was.
doing
not.
everything he wanted.
No, he
to.
may have
was.
been-
because-
he may have
nobody
done
could
it.
go.
Because
on
remember,
he
on
may
player's
have been-
choice,
Wait.
player's choice,
Fellas,
he was saying-
hey, guys,
he was
easy.
I was
We
just
only
about
got
to say
one
that.
mic. None
I
of you
was
guys
just about
have
to say
Dion's
that.
mic, so
I-
just relax.
Okay. I was just about to say that. Maybe on this solo platform, y'all felt like he was overrated.
Yeah.
The general masses has never been overrated about Fox. That is not true. A lot of people don't even
Well, it depends on who you
watch
ask.
Fox play. In the grand scheme of things, people weren't
How
watching
do
Fox
we-
when he was in Sacramento.
How do we define overrated? Because to me, overrated is like you get put in conversations you don't belong in for reasons that
De'Aaron
don't
Fox.
really.
Yeah, like De'Aaron Fox and
Yeah,
Kyrie.
De'Aaron Fox. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
That
in,
was
okay.
this
Kyrie talks is crazy.
platform.
Yeah,
Okay,
so the
well,
conversations
we're talking-
I've
Nobody
had-
else.
What do you
Nobody.
mean?
No. When Bleacher Report isn't making this list off player's choice, they're making this list off the general consensus. The general consensus has never been overrated on Fox.
I disagree.
People, no, because people
I don't know what a
didn't
general
even have an
consensus is.
opinion on Fox to
Yeah, I don't
overrate
know
him.
what it's
He
But
was
I'm
in
saying, but like
Sacramento.
you're getting lost in like all this. I mean, at some level though, we have to talk about what's amongst us, because none of us would have AD as number one overall most overrated player in the league. None of us said. I don't think Paolo would be top 3 for any of us at all. Actually, I don't think Paolo just had a great playoff, mind you, coming, and then he still somehow makes this list. I think some of this is that like Austin
anything
Reeves,
great.
I don't
Jesus
know.
Christ.
He was great for a lot of those games.
DeAndre
Without
Ayton
help.
had a great playoff. So
No, he did. He had a great series versus Şengün. And but again, if you've been here with me,
That
Şengün's
guy
been
should be
overrated.
number one.
Şengün's been overrated. And I said 2 years ago that he made the All-Star game over Domantas Sabonis just because of the team record. He was not better than
Me and
Sabonis 2 years
Swiper
ago.
were on the same page on that.
So,
one.
like, yeah, it's just like there are multiple players that are more overrated than Anthony Davis, but Anthony Davis had 100% been overrated at different points in time in his career. But it just depends on like your perspective on some of these players. I just said it. 2020, I think he was overrated, and I think 2023, the talks around Anthony Davis.
Everybody gets a championship boost, I guess. So sure.
Well, no, but that's
Just
still
like
like you don't.
after-
but
just like after-
being
you
called
know what?
potentially the
I'm not
greatest
even gonna
power
go there.
forward ever.
There's no need to.
No,
But
there's no need to
everybody
go there.
wins a championship, and then all of a sudden, are they the greatest X of all time? That
Well,
happens.
that's
I mean,
typically
yeah,
happens.
we just seen it with Jalen Brunson.
Everybody
right?
except
We just seen it
Tatum.
with
Yeah,
Jalen
Jalen
Brunson.
Brunson,
everybody
Jason
gets-
Tatum.
Well,
went through
that's
that a little
different.
bit.
Like Jalen Brunson really is like. Oh, and by the way, we're gonna do.
Jalen Brunson's not better than Anthony Davis was when he won the chip. We know that, right?
Absolutely not. Not
What-
even.
We
is
know
that?
that, right?
Close.
What does that got to do with anything though?
Because he said everyone gets a championship boost. I said, oh yeah, same thing happened to Jalen Brunson. And then you said, oh well, Jalen Brunson's actually like that. So I'm saying Anthony Davis.
I didn't say
was
that.
like that.
No, for sure. I didn't. That me saying Jalen Brunson's like that has nothing to do with Anthony Davis. I'm
Okay.
just-
Some people are saying Jalen Brunson is better than Luka Doncic right now. Yeah, that would be the
Look at
definition
Ron,
of overrated.
Contributing
That
to
would-
the shenanigans. Look at him.
Yeah, that would be
Who, New
definition
York
of
Knicks
overrated.
fans?
Wrong.
No.
Where my jersey at?
Here.
Hold on. I'll be right
On
back.
this platform.
Shit.
There's one person that says that.
Yeah.
That's too many people.
Maybe 2 when Jordan. I believe Jordan will probably say that right now.
Yeah,
But-
That's too many people. That's too many people.
Yeah, Şengün definitely belongs to be higher on, deserves to be higher on this list. I just don't think he's that good in beer. Bi for sure is overrated relative to what some other people think he is. I don't think he's that good.
I don't think Brandon Ingram's not really overrated.
I
He's
mean,
not really rated.
For what people?
I heard too many people say he was the best player on the Raptors. Like at any point, that's
crazy.
You're
But
including
I mean,
voters.
He's
yeah,
never
like you're
been-
overrating him if that's the case.
Yeah.
It's just, there's
I mean,
But
he's not the best player
that
on the
started to
Raptors.
die down though. Like
He
once
just got voted off.
because he was so bad in the playoffs, despite being hurt. He was so bad in the playoffs they couldn't even get their agenda off. But the fact that even during the season they were trying to get that shit off, he was overrated. That
I mean,
it
that's
was
just
never in doubt who the best player in the Raptors was. Never.
that's just best player on a defensive team to like boost. But I mean, like Brandon Ingram has been an all-star twice, and this year was a replacement, and he's never been selected to an all-star. Like, who's rating him? I guess that's my issue with this conversation is like who's putting Brandon Ingram in absurd talks. Like the people who look at the stats will tell you he's the best Raptors player. That's a basic, like, okay, he's best scorer on the team, whatever. I can see the logic, even if I disagree with it. But beyond that, like the media, the voters are not putting Brandon Ingram at a level
There are people that voted Brandon Ingram All NBA this last year. I went over this already on my show.
Well, Brandon
That's crazy.
Ingram had a solid season. The
He
thing
did. He
about
had a
it
good
is,
year.
You know, the thing about it is up here, a lot of people was doing that Brandon Ingram shit, just trolling Penn, and we all know that. But like Brandon Ingram, I think the conversation was mostly he's just a better scorer, a better offensive player on their team. He was
Better scorer, yeah.
He's a better scorer. He's not a better offensive player, but he's a better scorer.
Well, the number one offensive option, the number one scoring option was Brandon Ingram, and I think that was was supposed to be the conversation. And then it turned into a troll session, trolling Penn, and that's all that happened. Like we know who the best player on the team is. Brandon Ingram is the best, or the number one scoring option over there.
No, but I'm saying there are people that actually believe, though, that have credentials that believe that Brandon was better than Scotty last year. So
Well, I think that's okay that some people feel that way because some people see basketball a certain way.
Well, I'm saying I think that goes to the core issue for me, though. If you work in this space, I think there's a level of due diligence you have to have, and I think any due diligence would tell you that Scotty was very clearly the best player in that team last year.
Well,
But I think some of this is just like, I think if you're a regular fan, when you have an opinion, that's one thing. But I think if you work in this space and this is your job day to day,
working in the space wiper doesn't mean that you know more basketball than anybody.
you should know more basketball than a casual fan, though.
Working in this space just means that you work in this space. And some people see basketball the way they
That's
see
like
basketball.
working as
You
an
can't-
electrician and
you
not
can't-
walking
you
on
can't-
Some
court.
people just got
you
lucky
can't
and lucked
make
into a job from glazing.
You can't make it like, oh well, you work in the space, so you should see this and you should feel this way about it. You can't say, well, objectively, you have to feel this way because you work in the space.
What?
Some people value something more than what you do. So while I think Scotty Barnes is a better basketball player than Brandon Ingram, I feel Brandon Ingram is a good enough basketball player to where some people can look at him and be like, nah, he's better.
So then that's overrated.
Fine.
Brandon Ingram got one All NBA vote.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have voted for him. I wouldn't have voted for him. All I'm
Yeah, I went over
saying
this
is,
already.
like,
He got one. Scotty got, and Swank also got two.
Cooper
You know.
Flag got one. I didn't know that until just now. Bro.
but you have to be rated in order to be overrated.
Exactly. By the end of the season, then how is the conclusion that he's overrated if he got one All NBA vote? I think that there are certain instances. For example, the Raptors. Maybe going into last season, there could have been real debate between who was going to be the best player on that team. And then as the season progresses, we see the separation created, and then we come to a new conclusion at the end of the season. But that doesn't then mean we get to reverse engineer the conversation that was happening before the season played out. And again, if the conclusion is we get to the end and Brandon Ingram only has one All-NBA vote, how is he overrated?
No, because it's
Wait,
not just the All NBA votes.
Well, Scotty
I think
Barnes
he's
only
been-
had 9.
Yeah, I think he's been overrated.
But it's still clearly showing that the consensus was even for them that Scotty was better than him.
Well, real talk, because that means that they think that Brandon Ingram is even worse. Like they're like, okay, we're not talking about he's not NBA, All NBA. We're talking about he's not even in consideration to be talked about amongst the top 25 players in the league.
Trae Young 2 years ago was vastly overrated by Chill and by Ron. Vastly when he was shooting sub 40%.
Is there any multi-time All-Star who's worse than Alperen Şengün?
Ever or now?
Either.
Let's look. We already did this before, Mars. So I
Yeah,
forgot some
I
of these
believe
names.
so. And I think the answer was like no or one or two players. I don't
Let's
know.
go. Two. Let's find it.
Multi-time. You asked the same question the exact same way, and I stumbled on some one-timers, but I didn't see anybody.
Two-time All-Star. Okay, I'm gonna like avoid people like. Shout out to Brian Winters who made 2 All-Star games in the 70s.
No, because he's part of it. So no.
Yeah, no,
Alfred
shout out to him.
Smith.
No, shout out to him. Shout out to him.
Yeah,
Gus
I can't really too much.
Williams. Oh, David West was a 2-time All-Star. I didn't know David West made it twice. I thought he made it once.
David West better than Shaq.
David West better than Alfred Sengun.
Yeah.
I know. I'm reading the
Oh,
2-time All-Stars. I just didn't know he was a 2-time All-Star. Zion, Chuck Williams played in the 70s as well. But one of them's they're both ABA All-Stars. So I don't know if I count ABA All-Stars. So actually, let me just filter out ABA. Bear with me. There we go.
I got one. Mars.
Go ahead.
Gilgeous made 2 All-Stars.
I think you might have said that last time, actually.
Illy was cold though. Hey, my dog Illy was high for real.
I mean, look, that's about what.
Okay, well, how about this real talk? You'll hate this one.
Unfortunately, Ilgauskas is only remembered for what he didn't do for
yeah,
LeBron.
exactly.
Like,
younger
and
Illy was cold.
His All-Stars came like one was before LeBron, I think, and one was like before.
But he was actually
like,
a good
Cavs were,
defender. Like he was a good player. I don't want to be disrespectful to him. But another one, we have Caron Butler and Antoine Jameson are both 2-time All-Stars.
Antoine Jameson was tough.
Antoine Jameson is.
I couldn't stand Antoine Jameson.
Caron
and
Butler's
Ox will
better
tell
than
you that
Alfred
Caron
Sengun.
Butler clears. So
Yeah,
I
he
feel
is
like I'm
better than
obligated.
Alfred
Yeah, I
Sengun.
feel like I'm obligated in Ox's absence. to
Okay,
hold up my
well,
end of
we
the
have
bargain.
this one. This was purely an era-defined award that he won. He was a good defensive player, but he also played on a really good team with 2 other All-Stars, and so he got an All-Star bid for what they did in the Eastern Conference. Roy Hibbert. He was a good player, but he got 2 All-Stars.
He made 2 All-Star games.
I believe so. Yeah,
Was it 13
At
or
the
14?
time, he wasn't like one of the best rim protectors.
He wasn't. He was.
I
I'ma
got
be
Şengün
honest.
over.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't care if I build a team. There is no world in which I'm taking Şengün over Roy Hibbert. Give me the king of verticality. Give me the best drop.
But
big in the
Şengün,
league.
okay, Mars, you might
I
pick
don't
Şengün.
care that you.
But
can
Şengün's
call him
better,
efficiently. No, he sucks.
Then who?
No, Roy Hibbert.
Nah.
Roy Hibbert
Şengün's
is
not better than Roy
Şengün.
Hibbert.
Roy Hibbert is better than Şengün. I don't care. He's better.
It's one of them things where it's like I can potentially get behind Roy Hibbert's. It's easier to win with him, and it's easier to slot him on a roster. But Şengün's better than Roy Hibbert.
No, he's not.
Nah, bro. I
Roy
looked
Hibbert's
this
better.
up. I looked this up before this pod.
I'm with you, Ron. I'm with you.
Şengün is 90.
Before Roy Hibbert became washed in the 2014 playoffs, I don't know what happened. I don't know how he just fell off a cliff. 2012 to
Injuries.
2014 regular season Roy Hibbert. That's a better player than Alperen Şengün. I don't care about these fake offense. I don't care about it at all.
I agree,
Give me Roy
bro.
Hibbert.
Şengün is 98th percentile in post-up frequency, and he's 46th percentile in post-up efficiency. He's 88th percentile in ISO frequency, 50th percentile in ISO efficiency. If offense is supposed to be the advantage you have, how can you?
Wow, he sucks
be-
on defense, by the way.
How can you be so
2
mid
years
at
ago,
what
he
you
didn't
do
suck.
most?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's not the
Especially
best
when-
version of Alfred Sengun. Okay.
What is it?
Last
Last year, 25.
he could play
25?
defense. He played.
He
defense.
could, yeah. 25. His defense was
Oh.
solid. Shout out to Fred Van Vliet. for
Well,
holding his hand.
so, but Roy Hibbert, but is he
Okay,
better?
and
at
Roy
the back-
Hibbert was playing with Paul George and goddamn
and Danny Granger.
I'm not saying
George-
he had
George
great
Hill.
infrastructure.
That team
The
was
fact
good,
of the
Ron.
matter is, Roy Hibbert was the best drop big in the NBA.
Respect to DJ.
He was one
Yeah,
of
he
the
jumped
best rim
straight up.
protectors
Respect
in
DJ.
the
I know, I
NBA.
remember. I
Respect
remember.
DJ.
Yeah, he was one of the best rim protectors in the
Yeah.
NBA. He was
And-
a top 5-ish defender. I want to say top 5-ish defender in the league.
Is there any offensive
Well, he's second on his
category?
own team at that era, right? So we're saying Paul George was in front of him.
Yeah, Paul George.
Marcus
If you
Gasol,
want to say Kawhi
Tony
by about
Allen,
2014.
Joakim
Why?
Joe Kim.
Yes.
But is there any
Who all
category
did?
of offense where Şengün is
Not
at the
by
same
20, not
stature?
2014.
You said what?
I said, is there any category of offense where Şengün is as good as Roy Hibbert was on defense? That's kind of what I'm getting at, because the offense is supposed to be what carries Şengün in this conversation.
No, his touch is terrible, and he doesn't finish anything.
What about
No.
the other things though? What about
does he do?
Şengün rebounding, passing?
No, his passing is vastly overrated, but
I mean, but okay, but it's still
Far
better than Roy
better
Hibbert.
passer than Roy Hibbert.
Yeah,
He is.
but he's saying anything that
you know, like handle too, just little things like that. Like I know Şengün
Driving,
does.
he a better driver, and he can do more with the ball. In
he is a better ball handler.
That's all I'm saying is once again, I think it's very clear. Like if we were, let's say we had
more skilled,
yeah. But like obviously, like if we had a team where let's just say it's the Lakers. If we wanted to get a center for the Lakers, if they didn't have Walker Kessler and peak Şengün was on the board and peak Roy Hibbert, like you're obviously taking Roy Hibbert.
Oh yeah,
I don't think
you're obviously taking Roy Hibbert.
I don't think there's a team in the NBA that would be in a better situation if they took Alperen Şengün instead of Roy Hibbert.
The Magic.
You sub the Nuggets,
the Magic
with Roy Hibbert and Alfred Şengün because they need to still run offense accordingly.
What?
The Nuggets get worse.
They wouldn't take Şengün, number one. No, I'm saying, but the Magic.
We're doing the
No,
hypothetical.
the Magic is in the Magic's best interest to triple down on a defensive identity as opposed to try plug in Alperen Şengün.
Well, I did.
As opposed
What about
to
the Pistons?
plugging in Alperen Şengün into their already nonsensical offense.
The Pistons get better with Şengün over Roy Hibbert.
Once again, it makes more sense for them to triple down on their defensive identity than try and plug Alperen Şengün into their already nonsensical offense.
Is Alfred Şengün better than
Şengün and Katie get busy?
Big Dog Robinson?
Yeah.
No.
Is he better than Antoine Walker? Hold on. Is he better than Antoine Walker?
Yeah.
Glenn Rice? Is he
Keep
better
Twan
than
out of
Rice?
this.
Antoine Walker fucking sucks.
Keep Twan out of this.
Hey, look,
Antoine Walker's
in real
tough.
talk, I never, but I'm saying like when I see you sometimes, I do think of Antoine Walker sometimes, but you are way better. You're better at what you do than Antoine Walker was. I couldn't stand Antoine Walker.
Antoine,
I couldn't stand
if
him.
Antoine Walker is a multi-time All-Star, that's
Real
another
talk,
one.
Euro.
No, I think
Euro.
he might have one. Hold on.
Nah, I'm not finna
Euro.
Euro that.
He just
Hell
paid
no.
you
Andre
a compliment.
Drummond's made 2 All-Stars.
No, there ain't no goddamn.
That is a compliment. But
He
Twan was the
made
man.
3 All-Stars.
Twan was the man,
Antoine
boy.
Walker?
Yes.
Okay, so Alperen Şengün is not the worst player to make multiple All-Star teams. Like, we've come to that.
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. With a check, throw smoke, and the hoes go ham. You ain't never seen hoops out hit the raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. Yeah, this that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.